All right, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am PJ. So, we need to be careful. You need to be careful. I have now received reports from that originate from 3 different law enforcement organizations in my region. Each one of those reports is directly secondhand, meaning people I know spoke with law enforcement officers. There is an operational terrorist cell in my region, the Ozarks, at least one. They also have a support cell in the region. I'm not giving you the details, but I am convinced with the details that I know. I believe that this is just one of many spread across the country. I believe that they will all attack nearly simultaneously all across the country. And the targets they will choose, as I spoke about the other day, will probably be places with condensed crowds that allow them to move, the terrorists to continue to move, which will make it more confusing and harder for law enforcement to respond to them. Places such as, or events, fairs, festivals, like the state fair, parades, outdoor concerts, if there's a big run, a high school or college football game, things like that. I also think possible targets include places with concentrated people, schools with lots of children, high school football games. I said that already. A big church, something like that. I don't think that this attack, when it comes, will necessarily include like the Jewish synagogue down the street that has 30 members that show up on Shabbat. I think they're going to go for a big bang. I believe the date is probably already picked for all these targets. And the reason I think that is because coordinating that would be too difficult right now. Putting out the best way to coordinate a date, if they didn't already have it, would be to make a big statement. But at the rate people are getting shut down by the Israelis and disappearing, okay, I'm in charge of Hezbollah, I'm dead. Well, you're in charge of Hezbollah, you're dead. Okay, well, that guy's in charge of Hezbollah, he's dead. I think they already have a date. They may not have, each cell may not have its particular target. They're probably zeroing in on them now. They probably sent these support cells in first, then the operational cells, and they said, go here, conduct these types of activities. They're probably trained already, the people, and you pick your final target, but it's going down on this day. A good candidate for that day is the 7th of October. Another good candidate is the next day, the 8th of October, Muhammad's birthday. Happy birthday, Muhammad. Peace be upon him. My tribe, considering what's going on and the potential for danger, I gave a video on this not that long ago. We are all rolling heavy all the time. We are avoiding crowds. We are loaded for bear, and we are not at all seeking, nor do we plan on participating in conflict. Most of us are homebodies. We go to the store and we come home. If something happens, we will try and drive away. But if someone disables our car and there are 2 guys maneuvering on us with AKs or ARs, we want to be able to live and take care of business. So the things, that you need. Your little pea shooter probably will not be adequate if there's a squad of guys coming your way. You will need a rifle. You should probably have some body armor, a helmet, glasses, gloves, heavy-duty medical. Avoid crowds like the plague. Pick times to go places when there's not a lot of traffic, when there's not a lot of people in the store or whatever. Avoid venues of any kind. Other possible dates, but I doubt it, revolve around like the Jewish fall festivals. But let's face it, I'm talking about targets in America, and there just aren't that many Jews in America, 2% or something, 2.5%. Throw in the Messianics, and you may have another 2%. It's just, it's not a thing. I don't think they'll pick things based on those dates, but I don't know. But this is serious. The stuff I have seen, the reports I have seen, lead me to believe that they are in the final steps of preparations. Things that I think law enforcement and the alert citizen should be on the lookout for is groups, twos and fours, of Middle Eastern males of fighting age, 18 to 40, something like that. Right now, they are probably zeroing weapons. They would be doing that at a public range or in a national forest. If you see a group of Middle Eastern males shooting weapons in a national forest, you should immediately get their information. Don't just run away. Get their license plate number, take a picture of their car, and call law enforcement. I think they are probably right now doing pre-operational surveillance of their targets. They are probably not operating alone. They're probably working in at least twos. Could be two men, could be a man and a woman. If you see a potential terrorist couple of dudes, man and woman, again, scoping out the high school basketball game or football game or whatever, football, and there's no Middle Eastern kids in that high school, that's probably there's your sign, right? If you catch them checking out a church and driving around and checking out exits and things like that, that's a sign. If you catch them at the scene, observe them at the scene of where the street parade's going to be or a festival or something, that's an indicator. You should probably report that. You should take all the pictures you can. Be ready, and then start contemplating this. And I don't have the answer to this. One of my guys asked me this tonight. What do you think the U.S. response, and I'm talking national, like mom and pop, store owner, pastor, fire chief, Congress critter, council member, just the swath of humanity, what do you think the response would be to several attacks on innocent people with multiple casualties all over the country all at once? How would the country react? More importantly, how would that reaction affect you and yours? Like 9/11, I knew the airplanes would stop flying. I'd already written a chapter of a book where something very similar happened and all the airplanes stopped flying. The action was taken so the airplanes would stop flying. What would happen in America? Try to figure that out and be ready for that. Again, the chances of anything kinetic affecting you directly is very small. You can make that much smaller by avoiding all those things. But the overall effects, they will affect you. I think it's coming. I do. The U.S. has just attacked Iranian troops in Syria, like within the last hour or so, preemptive strikes. Israel is rolling people towards Lebanon right now, tanks and troops. They're going into southern Lebanon. They have destroyed the Hamas leadership. Iran probably has a good feeling now that we just hit their guys in Syria that we're coming for them. I think we probably are. They will lash out. For all those of you who talked about sleeper cells for, over a year now, sleeper cells in the U.S. I told you a couple months ago, I'm starting to come around to that. I think there's definitely one here based on what I've heard. Be alert, be alive, be ready. I will see you out there.